Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Pat Taste Performance Weekly Live. It is, what's today's date?
Sunday.
No,
I think it's June.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Is it the 5th? Yes,
it's the 5th. Woo! It's been a really long week.
Yes, a very long week.
Amen.
I'm trying to finish and upload today so I can have it uploaded for Sunday to show you what kind of long week we've had. Anyway, Long Island, New York, it has been absolutely raining like a mother.
Oh, there's a delay.
Kind of jammed me up just a little bit, but irregardless, you just push on. We've had all weekend it rained, right?
Yeah.
It always is crappy on your days off. Beautiful when you're working. When you actually need to do something for your own, limits you. But you know, we move things around. We're able to accomplish a few things, but not everything we always wanted to do. As you guys seen on Instagram, I made a post. I actually bought a snowblower. It didn't turn out that way, but I just couldn't keep my mouth shut. I went on a pick and I asked if you had anything else for sale. It is something I just could not pass up at the price point. Fingers crossed, irregardless, we might have a snowblower sale lined up for this week. If it does happen, I will definitely take you along with that journey because that doubles down on the premise that we use here. No matter what you have for sale, no matter what season it is, you list it because you never know when an opportunity is going to pass you by. So I thought we had this deal signed and dotted and done, potentially delivered, but he says he wants to think about it. So I think he's shopping around, which is fine. He needs it delivered. So we shall see if us being able to deliver it gives us the upper hand. We didn't do any negotiating. I'm not sure how I feel about negotiating, especially when we have to deliver it, even though it's in the off season. So there might be some negotiations, but not as much as we normally would if he was just to come here.
Because remember we talked, and if people are wondering why we're like on the fence about negotiating, remember we had this talk a couple lives ago. We realized, I don't want to say the hard way, but we realized that we really have the game on lock when it starts to snow, that we can be hardball with our prices because they will go.
We actually have, we've been talking about this for quite some time. We have the game on lock for backpack blowers. Mm-hmm. And this pack yesterday, we sold 2 alone, literally back to back. Someone missed out on a backpack blower and I was able to swing them into another one for more money. And now I'm trying to swing a third one for even more money. Mm-hmm. And then we might potentially even have a 4th sold. I guess people have been trying to hold out for better deals and they haven't been able to find any. We've been still buying if we find a good one and we're not budging. So it's been paying off really well for us. You don't take up a lot of space either. So, it is what it is. So good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's go through the chat. Let's see what's happening. Wife is single. There's a couple of pranksters here in the morning. So let's see what's going on. We got Henry. Good morning. As always, first to flight. KCB, how are you? Amazing. If you don't mind, you got that John Deere. If you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay for that? If you don't want, just message me on Instagram. Casey's been absolutely ripping and roaring. Casey's been actually starting to pay up a little bit on machines, which is something that we do here. We don't have the luxury of getting stuff for free as much as we would like to, want to, or admit. We do have a free lawnmower video coming out in the near future, so stay tuned for that. I've been doing a lot of uploading.
It's my specialty.
Because the weather's been crappy, since I can't work outside, I work inside. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Uncle Ed. How are you? Hope all is well. Good morning, Christina. Roger McDonald, as always, hey, our pleasure.
And we're going to keep our little fingies crossed today because
There's the joke.
I have a gentleman today. It's going really well so far. A lawnmower, a Craftsman push, and a weed whacker package that we have. Well, we made it into a package. And so far it was supposed to be for 5 today. He reached out last night. He's like, I'm thinking 4 o'clock now. So we're keeping the flow going. I already told him that Mister, I'd like you to read what were my words right here. Firm for both.
Correct.
So I make sure that before I send out this good-looking muffin, that there is no chance that someone knows I'm negotiating. Well, he's negotiating. So fingers crossed, we'll have that out of the way today. But really, we'll keep our little fingers crossed for that snowblower, because that would be really nice. But I hope it happens. But I really don't want to negotiate too much on that, to be honest.
Yeah. So like I said, we've been playing catch up with a multitude of things. As you know, we're completely almost emptied out of snowblowers after 2 years.
Which is awesome.
So we need to get more in the stable, but I'm busy with everything else. I've been kind of throttling back on snowblowers. I do have maybe about 4 of them that I just never got a chance to finish that I need to finish. And then from there, I could start, acquiring them. It depends. If I'm not going to pick up any more projects, I will definitely pick up snowblowers that I'm able to turn and burn in a fast manner.
Now, Uncle Ed, I had such a chuckle when I read this as we were getting ready to go live. Very quick backstory on they weren't actually the outcasts in the thumbnail. So that was an older thumbnail. So very quick story. Back in the day, the
A couple of years ago, we used to sell out of the house, and it'd be like, I put some machines for sale on the street, and then I would just, whatever I'm working on is in the driveway. So
actually, believe it or not, the ones that were on the street were kind of like, I don't know, would you say like a showcase model to lure in?
Yes.
So they weren't the outcasts per se, but I got such a chuckle. I said to the mister, I said, check out Uncle Ed's comment. It was cute. But how are we doing on the backpack blowers that I had snagged some good deals on? Are we almost out of those, or those are gone by now?
We sold out of those.
Yeah.
And then remember when it rained, I picked up 2 backpack blowers?
Yeah. We always like to try to keep stocked when we catch those deals.
I sold 1 of those, and I have 1 left. I have a Husqvarna, Red Max that I just need to finish. I never started. And an Echo. That's it.
And so right now, the hope is this, ladies and gents in the chat. I am at a countdown of about 15 full days, 3 half days. And I am currently in the makings of my summer schedule. I'm not one of those ladies, anyone in the chat who that's your lifestyle, so be it. I like to keep myself working throughout the summer with my businesses. But what's nice about that is I make my schedule. And so what I'm hoping for is that if the mister catches something, let's say he's on a break, he sees something, hopefully we can work something out with the Honda maybe where I can run and get something, or if I see something, because that's the problem. Not a problem, yes, a problem. Sometimes these things get posted or something for free or something for a good deal, and we're at work. There's really nothing you can do about it when you're not around. So I'm hoping that, I'll catch maybe some good deals and maybe some more blowers, because there is nothing better than, like, we had some blowers he put up this week, and I had some people like, there was a blower for $280 and the guy was like, I'll take it off your hands for $150. And I'm like, sweetheart, let me just tell you, I just posted it. It just sold for full asking price. Good luck to you.
We put up a baby Echo that I worked out a deal with somebody.
That's cute.
It's the smallest one they make. It's a 265 LN backpack blower. It's literally a handheld leaf blower on your back. I usually sell those for about anywhere from $125 to $150.
It's the job done for the right person.
I was able to sell it for $200, so I set a record.
That's awesome.
So people were going nuts because they seen a backpack blow for $200. So that's why I was able to bob and weave. Like, oh, you're willing to spell $200, right? Well, why don't you see if you can kick it up a notch? Yeah. And you can get a bigger blow for a little bit more money. So I was able to successfully sink in a second deal.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm trying to lock in a third. If not, it's okay. Another spurt will come.
I really love, whether it's a blower, a lawnmower, a snowblower, when we have different grades, or how should I say, levels of equipment.
Yes, we always talk about that.
It's so good to be able to say, like, listen, buddy, I know this one, like, you just offered me $150 on a 300 item, but no problem, I've got you.
I've got something.
My father-in-law just happens to be selling something in your price range. fully serviced, et cetera, et
Yes.
cetera.
We like having
He's
variety.
meticulous with his equipment.
If you guys remember, and I'm still on the hunt for a lawnmower for a $200 that I could sell in the $200 price range. I have nothing for $200. I have machines. I have one with no bag for $80 that I just posted. That'll probably be gone.
Yeah.
I have a couple of push mowers with bags for $150. I have nothing in the $200 range, and then I have mowers at $250, $300, and I'm going to be posting a snapper. I'm going to try and aim for the stars on this one for like $600.
Yeah.
It's going to be a high back, self-propelled with the thatcherizer and the leaf attachment. I'm going to see if I could lure somebody
We need just, everything just needs the right buyer. That's all it is. Or you need the buyer, and let's keep this realistic. You need the buyer who knows what they're getting and they're getting a good value. Or you need the buyer who has that champagne taste, who can't afford the true retail's price tag on it. They can't walk into the Lowe's or the Home Depot or that specialty shop and pay a full retail price on it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be honest. The mister over here, if he knew what he was looking for and he wanted something, he's not going to pay full retail for it. He's going to find it secondhand and he's going to make it work. Or third, you need the guy who sees something like that with all the bells and whistles, and he's like, he may not even need all that. How many people do you know who buy things and they don't even need all that? And they're like, wow,
all right,
I want that.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I just sold the backpack blower. Now, I was trying to do a Pat Taste of Performance history, maybe even YouTube history. I was, 5 cents. We always talk about investing. We talk about stocks and cryptocurrency. So when people offer me cash for an item, I just say I don't accept cash. Like, why would you offer me cash? We live in the United States. The only form of currency we accept here is cash. No, I will not take a check from you. That's what people from Nigeria and a blah, blah, blah. Like,
if you ever want to have fun with
like
someone, be
Central.
like, I stopped taking goats a long time ago.
Yeah, so I don't say cash. Like, so I want you to tell me what form of currency you'd like to pay me, and I want you to tell me. And the guy's like, would you take Bitcoin? I'm like, deal, let's do it. So I said, I will negotiate. I will do this price in Bitcoin, but if you want to pay cash, I can't accept your offer. Let's do a different one. And I thought I had it. And he just said, no, I'll pay the cash. So I tried to entice him with a cheaper price. Pay me in Bitcoin, and I'll give you a better deal. Because don't forget, Bitcoin goes up, goes down. So that, let's just say it's 280 for the backpack. Well, if we send you 280 in Bitcoin, all right, that Bitcoin can go up and that 280 could be worth a lot more, or it can go down and it could be worth less. But remember, it's not a loss until you sell it. And as you guys know, Bitcoin last April was trading at $9,000 a coin. And in less than a year, it eclipsed like $71,000. And then now it's right down between like the $30,000 and $40,000 range. And we have a long, long time to go to get a return on our investment if we were to take that Bitcoin payment.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We're going to obviously go through the chat in regards to what the mister's saying, but I want to catch Scott Keller. Scott, you're absolutely right. I know some channels have talked about forms of payment, and Scott's right. Money order,
Never.
Well, no, honey, a money order is like cash. They had to walk into a 7-Eleven or a Walmart or CVS,
right,
and that's cash.
But then here's the deal. If they hand you a money order, right, printing quality has come up a very, very long way. You can get a nice high quality printer someplace else. So what's stopping anybody from producing a money order? Remember, we had a problem with the $100 bill. Remember that? And it was a real $100 bill. It was an older style one.
Yeah. Be careful. We had an incident.
I was able to wash it, but
we had an incident with.
It was a real bill.
With a $100 bill recently. Be careful. Money. Remember the old saying, cash is king, money's money. Be careful with your $100 bills. Some of the older style bills. First of all, not all the ATMs anymore are taking them. And not all the banks, they're not all passing clearance. So just be mindful. I actually just ordered off of good old Amazon. The bank actually had recommended, they normally sell them at our local bank. There's a pen. It's different than the usual marking pen. It's actually just made for marking the older hundreds. because apparently it's the $100 bill, that older style, that it's very easy for the counterfeiters to recreate. So you can go on good old Amazon and order the marking pen. And I ordered us one just to have it. I never thought in a million years we'd have an issue. It's you can definitely work it out. The banks will take it because it's not necessarily counterfeit, but they do question it. They're questioning them. Isn't it amazing? Like it's absolutely insane. And I noticed Catfish Slayer, there's someone in his neighborhood passing around counterfeit hundreds. Like,
okay, yeah.
Here you're like,
we never had counterfeit money, knock on wood. And I've never thought to even bring like a marker. It is what it is. So when I was saying I was able to wash this bill, as I was able to go to, I went to Tropical Smoothie and I bought lunch. I paid him in $100 bill and they took my cash.
Poor kids.
It was not fake.
No, it's
do not get caught with fake money.
No.
That's a federal offense. We do not condone stuff like this. If you get screwed, you get screwed in that
matter. Like Rich is even saying, I totally, I will always respect my husband, what he's saying, but money orders, honey, they are very hard to counterfeit.
Okay, yeah. If someone offered to pay me the money order, I would just.
And the reason I know this, in my district, I am actually a treasurer for our building. And the one thing we accept from parents, we do take cash payment, we do take checks, but we do ask the parents, if you don't have a bank account, you could pay by a money order, because it does have to come from an institution that deals with money orders, and they are very hard to counterfeit those. So, Rich, good to see you, honey. But, it's just amazing, right? Like, this is the day and age that we're in right now. It's just, it is what it is, right? You have to roll with the new times.
Yeah, so that would be interesting. So we're talking about Catfish. You are here. Congratulations on your free Husqvarna, right?
Awesome.
Yes, very lucky. Very lucky.
Husqvarna lawnmower, honey?
Yeah, he got a free one.
Oh, Catfish! I don't want to give away.
I think it had a Honda on there. So you're in the right. Better safe than sorry. I am a doubter by heart, but that $100 bill was like an eye-opening experience. But what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, you're here. I can't accept that type of money. So I mean, it's.
And it's funny. I came home because I had went to go make a deposit, and I came home and I said, "Hey, hon," and he looked at me like, "You're joking?" And I'm like, as serious as a heart attack. I said, trust me, I deal with, like I said, at work, the stipend position that I do, I deal with money all the time there. We deal with money all the time in this. Never, thought I had to start considering that now too. It's amazing, but again, is anything surprising anymore? I mean, I think everything is just the times. So Husqvarna lawnmower. I don't want to give away any content, but I think we've got a similar story coming your way soon.
Yeah, at some point. So the girl that's passing around fake hundreds. I would not probably tell you the things I would do to you if I got ripped off and scammed to a certain capacity. This person who is passing out fake 100s, is she buying anything and everything? Is she being exposed on Facebook? Have the authorities been called? And what is the tail end of that argument? So I'm just curious if, what the tail end results are. We've never had experience like that. He's joking. All right, postal money order is hard to fake. Okay, so I haven't done a money order in quite some years. Money orders I used to do when I was younger, but I would have to go like at the supermarket. They would have, what do they call those places where you could send cash to another person in another country or whatever, and they would have like a code. I don't know. I don't take big bills. Okay, so if you don't take big bills, do you disclose that before they come? Hey man, listen, we could do this deal. No bills bigger than X,
or do you
Y,
just say
and
when
Z.
they get there, like, do you have anything smaller?
Yeah, do you have anything smaller?
I like that. And it's funny, Uncle Ed, I think that's really smart because as I was talking to the person at the bank, when I made the deposit, I should say, yeah. The sad part is, Chris, when you want to talk about, like, I should probably have an L on my forehead. I am probably the ultimate rule follower of rule followers. Yeah, I just, and the sad part is you expect the rest of the world to play the same game, the lady at the bank had said, we strongly advise. She goes, we see these things all the time. She goes, we tell people all the time. She goes, why do you think when you go into a business, she goes, do you really think that the businesses don't have change to give you back? How often have you walked into a business and handed them $100 bill and they look at you and they say, do you have anything smaller? It's not because they don't have the change in the safe or the backdrop to give you in return. It's the advised comment that they're told by the banks and the institutions to try to avoid taking the $100 bills. So Uncle Ed, I think you're smart in what you do, because it's just a lot harder to get away with, counterfeiting those 20s or 10s or 5s versus the hundreds. It's just something to keep in our minds. And I think, obviously I'll keep the new pen in his.
I had someone to trade me 3 goats for a riding lawnmower. So I also tell people when they say cash, I say no. I tell them that I do livestock or cryptocurrency. So I'll list a couple of animals. I'll do goats, cows, cock, pigs, and all that other stuff to see if they catch and they can know I'm joking around. Okay, so 3 goats. Hey, listen, don't mind me asking what nationality are they? And you know what? Does anybody know what goats go for? How much are they worth? They can produce, I think, milk, right? Don't goats do milk? Meat and their eggs. Hey, listen, they might have, that goat could be actually worth something, but in our area, they just have no worth to us. Maybe, down south or out west, goats are plenty and they actually worth something. For us, there's not. I would probably never buy, sell, or trade an animal where we are right now.
Our local organic farm didn't even want to give this man a rooster. I wouldn't trust this man with goats.
He should come fix our semi-trucks, 4 down, an idiot mechanic, or in my yard, my boss will pay cash. I'm good. I'm good. I had enough road calls. You had enough
idiot truck drivers this week.
Yeah. You know what? I got to do a video. Maybe I'll post it. I'll do a quick picture on Instagram.
No offense to the great drivers out there.
Page. But I have a lockout kit. And I've been using it a lot more than I want to admit lately. Not me, thank God, but for my coworkers. And my bosses found out I have it, so they've been sending me out on roll calls. And I'm not a tow truck driver. I don't do this every day, and it's a little nerve-wracking because you're trying not to scratch the truck, the whole 9. If you do it, behind closed doors, if you nick something, it happens. You could kind of sort of cover it up. But when the guy's standing over your shoulder, you cannot hide damage that's done. So I spoke to my bosses. We are a union shop. Like, this is a shop tool. I should not be paying for anything. And they had no desire in getting a lockout kit. So I went on good old eBay and I found a really nice lockout kit for a very, very cheap price. And I used it yesterday for the first time. Absolutely amazing. Well worth it. I want to use it for a little bit longer to just see the longevity on it. It's guaranteed for a year. So, we'll play around with that. I don't know if I should do a video now on it, the next opportunity I get, or.
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll be soon.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting, So let me know what you guys think about that. I mean, the price point for this lockout kit, I think it's so cheap that you should just have it for yourself, whether you use it in a manner or not. The one time that you use it, it will pay for itself.
How much roughly do they run?
Less than $50.
Okay.
I paid for this one. Absolutely amazing. So far, I used it once with this kit. It was like a brand new Freightliner tractor. Amazing.
Is this only used on tractor trailers?
You can use this on anything. It was advertised for cars. But.
Okay. So the average homeowner?
Yep.
Good idea to maybe have?
Yep. You have kids, you have whatever. Just a good thing to come. Good thing to have.
Okay.
It doesn't help when you're home, when you're not home, and no one is home to come bail you out. But it's just good to have in the repertoire, especially for that price point.
And if your lockout kit mechanic just also happens to be your spouse and has to run home to get the kit, Maybe you can also keep your house key on there for them.
All right, so she makes fake profiles from what I'm seeing. Well, let me tell you, if I got scammed and I got ripped off, I would create a fake profile too.
Oh boy.
And then we could definitely have this conversation.
And then I guess
private.
Mrs. Pate's performance would be making conjugal visits. Okay.
This is how I feel.
Let's keep it moving.
Rob, shoot, blind, steal, kill, right? I work very hard for my money. It's not like I sit in an office, it's not like I do this and money just comes falling on me. I work hard for my money. So if you steal $1 from me, that's a hard-earned dollar. And I don't take too kindly to that. But I would never do the same to anybody else. So.
You might not want to share your tactics in case one day we need to get you lawyered up to keep this conversation moving.
True, but I hope you guys understand. You know,
we're going to erase this part of the show.
When people are just like, when something bad happens, like, oh, they have insurance. I was just like, no, I worked for that. Sorry, that's a piece of my life, and that's time to get to that point. I can never get back, and you were just able to snatch that from me for a brief moment. Not happening. Sorry. You only got one life left from what we know so far. So I will risk and gamble everything on that for sure. I've seen your face. You are
I know he's bad to the bone, Scott. Scott, this is what midlife has bought this man. He touches his soil on his grass. He argues over motor oil. I am grateful for the midlife that this man has bought, because we don't need Frank the Tank back, the child that he once was. You should see the things this man used to argue about. I'm grateful for whatever he does argue about now. Trust me. We're moving in the right direction. It didn't take much to ruffle his feathers when he was a child. Now he's a grown man. He argues over grass length, when to mow, the right oil to use. I appreciate this.
Called adulting.
Thank God. Oh, and just to prove the Mr. wrong, the Mr. and I had a little disagreement about grass the other day, and
you messed up on that.
He told me
you messed up.
He told me that ryegrass could only grow.
Ryegrass is a short grass.
Ryegrass could only grow for 2 to 3 inches. The children and I have been growing ryegrass in the room for about a week and a half now. I have some that are up to almost 6 to 9 inches in length.
Yes, but you're using it in a controlled environment. Ryegrass should be kept short.
You said it couldn't go past 3 inches.
You shouldn't let it go.
Are you restating your hypothesis?
You're not cutting it. You're growing it inside. It's not going to get sunburnt. It's not going to get stressed.
That looks like some major growth. We're making chia pets. Do you guys remember?
All right, so I only have 3, and one of them I can't even remember the password, so I still have 2. Jason is still a child, 110%, and you should be too. Age is just a number.
Thomas, how are you doing, buddy? How's work going?
So other than that, I mean, finish the snowblower.
Yes, Uncle Ed, homegrown.
And here's the deal with the snowblower with this guy.
He's just mad that 5-year-olds can grow better grass.
He told me what was wrong with his snowblower, and he wanted a price. So I says, if this is what you said is wrong with the snowblower, this is your price. I said, okay. He said, all right, let's do it. Take apart the snowblower. It's not the case. It needs more work. It needs more money. And I gave him a different price. He was not too happy about that. I need that grass. I need grass that grows like concrete.
What about turf, Uncle Art? You don't have to mow turf, do you?
So anyway, his parts were cheap enough that I said, you know what? I lied to him. I said, listen, I got a big tip at work. I will just do all the work stated for the price that we agreed upon. I had his machine fixed and fixed in less than 30 minutes. And I was able to net over $150. I was happy with that. So when he came to pick up his machine, he asked about what's the warranty on work, because I got it fixed during the summer. So I says, your warranty is only covered for the belts, because everything else I paid for, there's no warranty on that. So if you have any issues and they're related to the parts that I replaced, because you didn't pay for any labor or any parts technically, your there is no warranty. And he wasn't too happy about that. So I says, he's like, you know what? It's your call. I says, you can come back tomorrow. I could take this all apart and I can give you back your old parts and you could take your machine back. No problem. I'll use these parts on another one. It was one of those 179cc 22s. And he ended up paying me and taking the machine. I was just curious what you guys would do with something like that. I believe if I do something for free, there is no warranty. Zero.
Oh, Thomas, that's great to hear. I'm so excited for you. Give me a little emoji if you're happy in the new job, because honestly, that's all that matters. As long as you're happy. Yet. Well, happy with the prospect of the new job. Mm-hmm. Your happiness is what is always number one. That's always what matters.
So here's my deal with AMSOIL. AMSOIL is not like API approved or certified, so they've never had their oil tested by an outside lab. They're missing that sticker. So from what I understand, all of AMSOIL's claims are self-proclaimed. I haven't gone on YouTube to do my own research to see how they compare to others, and I could care less. Like I said, this channel will live and die by a few things. Ariens, Seafoam, Royal Purple. That's it. And of course, any quality tool. But that's our mantra here. Oh, did I say Ariens? Ariens, Seafoam, Royal Purple. Yep, we'll live and die by those three brands. We can definitely stand those, back those up through and through. I wouldn't recommend anything else. We do recommend other things, but I will definitely stake my channel on that. If you guys have been watching, or if you haven't, you should. We spoke about this before in the past. Tyrol Fixes All has been doing a fuel experiment, and this past one, I think it's like a year and 4 months. Guess which engine is still running using Seafoam? So I think from now on, it's safe to say I'm going to be not using Stable anymore, and I'm going to be using strictly Seafoam. So I'm going to save myself a couple of bucks that route, but not for nothing. If you haven't used your machine in a year and a half with the same gas still inside the tank, you are begging for trouble. There are 2 machines that took dump this past trial, and I commented like, can you please see if you could use Seafoam, add Seafoam to the tank, a little bit of go-go juice, and see if the Seafoam will turn those non-running mowers into running mowers like we've done here on our channel. And I didn't get no love for that, but we'll see. Maybe if you guys make a big stink about it, maybe he will. I think that would definitely, be interesting for sure. I think that's a monumental, even there's a couple other products that are out there, monumental for them. He was starting up these engines every month. That's for you to decide whether that's viable or not. But now he switched it, since it's over a year, he's switching it to every 2 months, and absolutely, amazing. And some guy wrote that like Seafoam is junk. It doesn't clean varnish out of the carb. No one's asking you to clean the carburetor, to clean all the gunk at the bottom of the carburetor. We're asking you to take a non-running machine and turn it into a running machine. We're asking you to turn a machine that surges a little bit, instead of taking the carburetor apart, see if the Seafoam can clear it up, which we've done here as well. That's what we're asking Seafoam to do. You've seen me, I've done videos on Seafoam where it's like, I'm not even going to bother wasting Seafoam on this machine. It's been sitting I have a feeling it's been sitting a lot longer than what it should be. You take apart the carburetor and that thing's completely caked up. Seafoam is not going to fix that. Seafoam will prevent that within a certain amount. If you guys have any other questions outside of that, I would direct you to Seafoam, because I am not the master. I only know what I know through my trials and tribulations, and I know when to push the limits or not. So.
Well, it's also like the haters that were on that chat who were sitting there downplaying Seafoam. At least when you write in Seafoam, please auto-correct the word. Like, these haters are writing in how seafood sucks. No, it's called Seafoam, not seafood. Like, fix the word if you're gonna not love it.
Right, so no warranties and guarantees applied. Yes.
But at the end of the day, we're Seafoam here all the way, for sure. But guys, it's like anything else. It's like, it's someone who truly needs to watch what they're eating and watch your diet, and then they turn around and they come home with like a magic juice, and they're like, I haven't watched what I ate in 10 years, and this juice didn't bring my cholesterol down in a week. It's like, dude, you haven't taken care of yourself in 10 years.
So,
It's like anything else. Nothing's a miracle.
So due to where we live, ethanol free is not an option for us. I mean, it is, but it's like I said, I'll say it's $9.99 a gallon starting and more. As you know, gas prices went through the roof. That's a discussion for another day, not here, someplace else. But listen, I'm not spending $9.99 a gallon on gas, especially at the rate that we use it. It's just not worth it for us, especially with us. We have such a high turnover in machines that it's just no, absolutely not. I rather just treat it. And we've had great success treating machines, projects that have been sitting for a year, and they started up mowers that have been sitting for a couple of months that haven't been sold, start right up. So, you have ethanol free running the test. I think VP did really, really well. I mean, listen, for me, I already won in my opinion. Seafoam is still running. There were guys, he was yanking on that motor for so long. Seafoam, I think, started on the first or second pull. That's winner chicken dinner for me all day long. He was starting machines on 19, 20 pulls. Seafoam, I think, less than 3 pulls. Almost a year and a half later. To me, that's phenomenal, and that's an achievement on your own.
Yeah.
The VP racing gas looks pretty promising, but then again, that's very, very expensive. And like I said, for us to use that, absolutely not. I'll go back to Casey's comment. So when I sell a 2-cycled piece of machinery to somebody, or if I work on it for someone, okay, I will recommend, if they're so hell-bent on not going battery, that if they don't use a lot of 2-cycle like we do, go get the True Fuel. Go get a pre-mixed, and I recommend 40-1. Excuse me, it's always good to have a little extra oil. Mm-hmm. So what? You go through a spark plug a little bit sooner than usual? Who cares? Who cares? Believe it or not, my Husqvarna still has the original spark plug on it. I am not the original owner. We're going on that 4 or 5 years. And I mix. I don't go out and buy. I mix mine a little bit thicker just because. I use Seafoam Decreep on mower decks. It's been working great. Okay, so that must be their penetrating lubricant. I've been seeing people fog their machines using Seafoam. I have not seen any see if it works, but I'm excited to see what you guys say. I've seen a couple of YouTubers just do it, and I'm like, okay, now why would you fog your machine if you're flipping it that's already running? I mean, I don't know. There's always Seafoam in every tank, so I'd rather let Seafoam clean the tank and the carb. If there's any carbon buildup in the head, when that gas combusts, I think that Seafoam will do a little bit of work. But like I said, no issues so far. If you guys have been fogging machines, let me know. I've seen people fog motors and cars and run into issues because, remember, some of that sludge is there for a reason. And over time, sludge builds up and causes variances in your motor over time. You remove that sludge and you can run into issues. So that's why I'm a little hesitant on fogging motors within a certain reason. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just flush it through your system. Do not put it in your oil. Do not put Seafoam in your oil. If you have a car that's high mileage and you've never done it before, you're going to have a lot of seeps that turn into leaks or a lot of nothings that turn to a lot of leaks. And I've known a guy in my 6.5 farm, good friends with him, he ruined his motor because he Seafoamed it. I actually, maybe I'll do a video on that. I'll have him send me the video and I'll show Seafoam worked too good. That was the problem. It wasn't worth it for him to power wash the motor and take care of all the leaks. It was cheaper for him to yank the motor, get a replacement, put the replacement motor in and keep this one and take it all apart, reseal it the whole lot. Absolutely amazing. Worked too good. Do not use Seafoam and oil, please. or at your own risk.
Chris says, speaking of Seafoam, about Seafoam Deep Creep, and I like it.
That's all that matters.
Uncle Ed likes seafood. I do, the Mr.
So I type Seafoam, and you know how your phone does the autocorrect? It'll turn Seafoam into seafood.
Yeah. Roger says Tarrell's experiment is now 18 months.
Amazing.
And it starts on 2 pulls.
That's I mean, how do you guys feel? If you guys have gas, the original gas that's non-ethanol, even if it is ethanol, if you still have that gas in your machine after almost 2 years, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for rust to build up in a tank because that's an open system. That's carbureted. It's not sealed, right? So you're asking for your tank to get rusted up. You're asking for you're asking for your carb bowl to get rusted up after. You are just please don't do that. Do not do that.
Arch says, I often put lacquer thinner in gas, diesel, or Kero. Am I
the
saying
oil.
that right? In the
Kerosene, yeah.
Okay, I got it.
So
okay.
I put certain stuff like that to free up engines. I would never think to put it straight up in gas, but that's a good idea too.
Thomas says, I use Mobile One synthetic equipment, Seafoam, and Mystery
Yes,
Oil.
Marvin Mystery Oil is very good too. Love that as well.
Scott says, shut off valve, run engine dry every time. Tests should definitely be different results.
Yeah, so but then again, you're still having that fuel sitting in your metal gas tank. And crap, and stale fuel is stale fuel no matter what. VP fuels are great, absolutely, but very expensive. And, listen, that's like, I refuse to use a $10 cleaner called Super Clean, right? I can get the same results for a cleaner that's nowhere near even half the price. And believe it or not, I was at Advanced Auto like a couple months ago. They had McGuire's cleaner on clearance for 99 cents. Now I use Simple Green, but for 99 cents, I'll buy McGuire's cleaner. And that thing works better than Simple Green. But guess what? Once that 99 cents runs out, I'm not going to be paying $5-6 a bottle for cleaner. It's just a lawnmower. Not happening. No way.
Uncle Ed says, I love fogging engines. It's like a free smoke show.
My neighbors don't like that. Absolutely not. It's supposed to clean the valves of carbon. I've used a stable brand and noticed it does help them run smoother and start easy. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Good. Before my oil change my car, I run Seafoam for 10 minutes. All right. I know you run an older vehicle. So if you've been doing that for a long period amount of time, then your oil leaks will come and go as they need to be. But for someone who doesn't have any oil leaks and it's a high mileage engine, you're asking for trouble. And that's what exactly happened to my buddy. So that's kind of like, how about this? It's kind of like a transmission, right? If you've never serviced your transmission past 100,000 miles, they recommend do not touch it. So that is the same premise what I recommend with Seafoam.
Says, I guess I added to the mower oil
before it changed. Okay, awesome. So I do not do that. I use Royal Purple. So Royal Purple has a cleaning agent in itself. And if there's multiple videos on there of guys using Royal Purple, they break apart their engine and it's cleaner than it was before. So that's another reason why I use Royal Purple. Those are plastic tanks. Okay, yeah, but we're just going in general. Generators have metal tanks. Hondas have metal tanks. So just good practice. Ethanol free is like 30 cents more a gallon, more than 93 here where I live. Yeah, so what happens is we live on an island. So if you go to a more like God's country, rural, upstate or further out east, but you're looking at 45 minutes to an hour plus one way.
Yeah, more north of us.
You can get ethanol-free gas at a cheaper price. I don't know if it's going to be $9.99 a gallon, but I would say anywhere from $2 to $3 a gallon. I am not driving that far to get ethanol-free gas. Ethanol-free gas, absolutely not.
He's got grass on his mind.
Yeah, absolutely not happening. So for us, it's just not financially worth it to just get it because time is money. I only run ethanol. All right, so in your area, you're able to do that. With us, we just work with what we got.
And Catfish and Casey, I think you are in a more rural area.
Catfish is in Maryland.
Right? Chris bravely had a fogger attachment for bugs that plumbed into the exhaust. The EPA today would have.
So that's cool. I've seen homemade fogger kits on lawnmowers people have done, and that's been pretty cool. Berryman's B12 in a blue head gasket, so I don't use B12 any longer. Yeah, so they have B12, Berryman's chemical mix for carburetors. Ever since we got our, ultrasonic cleaner a couple years ago, I don't go crazy over carburetors, especially if they're stupid cheap. I wouldn't even bother throwing them in there. We've covered this on our channel multiple times.
And speaking of carb cleaners, Uncle Ed, I hope you're enjoying yours. Congratulations on your recent addition to the fam.
Yes.
Scott Keller, I can start Henry's old Jacobson Imperial in one pull. Will 3-year-old regular gas?
I find that very hard. I love you, Scott. I find that very, very hard to believe. No way. Sorry.
But I'm always wanting to see the Scott gun show. So if you want to take a little video, Scott, and just show us.
Yeah, send us a video. No warm-ups. We have to trust you on this. No warm-ups, no nothing. You got to first pull. I still run ethanol. It's very little problems with machines. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Except if we had ethanol here at a cheaper rate, 110%, I would utilize it. But again, is fix and flip. So if regular gas was cheaper, I would still get regular gas. There's no need for me to pay up extra for ethanol gas when it doesn't apply to me. Maybe for my own machines, I would utilize ethanol-free gas. But then again, we're out there doing snow removal, 8, 10, 12 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours a day. Does ethanol gas really even matter at that point? It's not sitting in the tank long enough. It's being used and pissed right out the exhaust.
And small engine guy, where are you from? And thanks for being here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. So where are you from? And let us know if you get snow. Yeah, let us know if you get snow. Channel rules.
Scott, Uncle Ed says he's loving his carb cleaner. I'm cleaning everything with it now.
So I watched your video. So I have like a mantra, in case you guys didn't know. We got a couple of people
Everything's
here. that you have to use water, cleaner, and electricity. And it's time. I try and run carburetors anywhere from a half hour to an hour, right? I'm not going to waste all those resources for a carburetor that's less than $20.
I understand. My last trip downstairs,
Midwest.
I even noticed that the mister really likes my $15 bottle, hands my lemon hand soap next to the carb cleaner. I love you so much, but not your carb cleaner.
You used it to clean the gas tank.
No, that was the other thieves, honey. You took the lemon hand soap.
What happened?
This is cool. Iowa promotes use of ethanol gas because we use corn to make it.
Hey, support local.
Go.
I'm down with that.
Very cool.
Hey, listen, I just spent $10 for a spark plug at my small engine repair shop. So
we're never going to hear the end of that.
What's a drop in the bucket for freaking corn infused?
Scott is smoking some Christine's grass.
I agree. Rolling up and smoking it with the seeds in it still.
It's a chia pet. I only run premium ethanol-free gas with seafoam and small engines, about 3.69 a gallon.
That's good. I don't even know how much gas is by us. So to me, driving is a privilege. I'm not one of those people that go around snapping pictures of gas and throwing shade at whatever. I could care less. It is what it is. If you don't like it, use other forms of transportation. So I think it's just nuts. It is. We don't have a choice. Put it to you that way. No. So you just gotta put up and shut up and pay it and drive. It is what it is. It's just another cost of life. Everything goes up with our paychecks.
Yeah, it's on several Ken's live streams. Been outside, buried in the snow. Scott, don't back down now. I want to see a little gun show, a little starty up. Come on, baby. Small engine guy, Midwest.
Okay,
that's wonderful.
So he's able to. So do you get snow or not? Because Midwest, you're 50-50 on that.
And so you also probably have lower price ethanol gas prices by you. And do you like ethanol gas? That's the question of the morning. Uncle Ed is so polite. We love you. I will go live today. Watch and see. I will drain some nasty gas and show it. I can't wait.
But we don't know if you're going to be trying to yank that mother before you even try and start it on camera. Because we know people who will try and start their machines. And we're going to have a video coming out. Somebody got ripped off. And it is what it is. And we did the right thing. We did the right thing. Well, you guys did the right thing. I used YouTube money to make up this guy's shortcoming. So that there'll be a video on that coming out soon. I just need to blow out a few machines. It is what it is.
I can't bet you $200 on something that I can't have seen the pre-process, Scott. But yeah. I will make it rain on you, baby, for a gun show. Aw, hi, Ken.
Watching my buddy excavating my wood. So you guys are expanding your backyard. Awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Congratulations.
Very cool. Square Table Degenerates podcast. Oh,
good morning. How are you?
Yes, we remember you.
He was here in the last chat.
Okay, good morning. Casey says I always do a pre-start. Well, if I remember.
Yep. So I do a pre-start as well. There's no shame in that game, just to make sure. Two things. I pre-start and make sure there's enough gas in there. That's it. Because there have been guys, and you've seen that they'll run a lawnmower for like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, really? So I always make sure I have a decent amount in the tank.
Oh, Scott's upping the ante now. gun show, hand on the muffler.
All right, listen, you know what? You can cold start a machine, and what do? You start it, you let it run for 30 seconds, and you shut it down. You can put your hand on the muffler. It's not going to burn you.
Now, girls. All this
Just
smack
saying.
talk.
Just saying.
Small Engine Guy says eventually non-ethanol will not be available to anyone. Interesting point.
Curious why? Because I said we do not have access to ethanol in a very reasonable rate. That is just something I am not versed in.
David, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Hope all is well. Working hard.
Scott's feeling. Ken's seen it start several times on first pull. Are we still talking about the machine, Scott? Oh, heyo. This is getting good.
I never pre-start. It's all raw.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is getting a little, risque here, guys.
I pre-start.
Casey says I don't even check the gas. Does anybody even run the machines?
No.
Is this all the things we don't do?
Good. Well, Casey, most likely because you sell out of your home, and if it's out of gas, you can just go to your tank. And I do not, because sometimes if I bring a gas tank with me, am I getting that too? No, you're not. So no. I make sure that there's more than enough.
Catfish just did mine. Have a set. Woo! We wish you luck on your sale.
Absolutely. Say I'm wrong with a cold start. Remember, with us, our machines sit outside, so I just want to make sure everything's okay before it goes.
Go ahead. Try putting nasty gas in a pull start gravely, and you won't have a shoulder.
Exactly.
You'll have shoulder replacement.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Hey Henry. Oh, I hope breakfast was yummy. Did you bring me some? What'd you have? Yeah. Exactly. Now, kids. Exactly. Things are giving. 30 minutes.
Let's go.
Oh, 30 minutes. 30 minutes to warm it up.
James Lawnmower Man, hello, how are you? Welcome to the channel.
Good to have you here.
Wasn't he here last week?
Yeah, he was here last time too.
Okay.
Good to have you back.
Okay. So a couple other flippers have been reaching out to me this week because this lawnmower that this guy got ripped off at, I put some feelers out, like, you guys shouldn't be doing this, before we finally tracked it down to who it actually was. Even though I knew right away because the guy wanted to beat me up over it.
Let a little view.
Yeah, I know, right? I have enough trouble, but do I need this even more?
Same here. Outside, put the bag over the motor.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what was I told? I got sidetracked.
So keep going. Nothing. Nobody's talking to you. Keep finish your story.
Oh, so anyway, so what happened was
someone wanted to hurt you.
Someone wanted to hurt me. This guy sold him a lawnmower and got ripped off. Didn't even make it the first or second pass. He bought it from this person, brought it home, second pass, mower conked out on him. Guy did not want to even help him, didn't even want to give him his money back. Bad, shady move. Bad, shady move. But it is what it is. It happens, and things happen for a reason. And I'm glad we were able to resolve the problem. You guys were able to resolve the problem. We paid this guy whatever he paid this flipper for this mower. So it is what it is. So there was
I have to start being your bodyguard on these things?
No.
I can't have someone hurt you.
No harm, no foul. So I gave him the choice. And that's when he went to go beat me up because he thought we worked together. And I said no. I would say he's going to beat me up, but he stepped towards me. Why would you step towards me? So it is what it is. So it happened in the middle of COVID. So COVID he lost his job, and he said the last thing he needed was someone to rip him off. He wouldn't be buying a used lawnmower if he couldn't afford it. And I said, I understand.
I'm a little scared for you to go on these sales anymore alone. I think I'm going to watch you from the car from now on.
So I
he's so little. I can't trust him to be by himself.
So when I put a lawnmower outside, our town gives us like leaf bags, and I cover the mowers in leaf bags. I got that tip from Henry's at Mowers and Blowers I was watching one of his videos, and I'm like, that's a freaking good idea. So I've been doing that, and I think it saved me some problems. It definitely keeps the machine pretty clean, because don't forget, some of these machines sit for a little bit.
Mm. And
some dudes,
I have a lovely local
Okay,
business that
so
likes
okay,
to
welcome
give
to the
me.
channel. We were talking on that video.
Hi.
So that's interesting. All right, so here is, so we could talk about this if you don't mind.
Oh, yes.
So our Time Master video with the head gasket, he happened to comment, and I said, listen, our Time Master had low hours. We paid either $250 or $350 for it. I don't remember, non-running condition, and I got it running. And I don't know, right off Jump Street or a little bit later down the line, it blew its head gasket. You guys spotted it in the video, and I ended up fixing it. I couldn't pick it up with my ears, I guess. So as you do your research on the mower, you know that this mower is underpowered, and these engines are very prone to blowing head gaskets. So as you know, when you sell something, it's used as is. To what extent do you exercise that? And I was talking to him back and forth in the past that a couple of years ago when I first started doing this, I got shysted. I got ripped off. I was very upset over a snowblower. The guy definitely pulled one over my eyes. He only wanted to meet at night, so he really couldn't run the machine. He got me good. He got me good. And I tried calling him, trying getting my money back. And I said, listen, man, I know where you live. I'll just do something. And he ended up reporting me to the cops, and the cops called me. And they basically says, to use item as is, you can't do anything. And they says, if anything, you can go to small claims court, but they said there is a fee, the whole nine. And he says, pending on the value, it's not even worth it. He was like, chalk this up for a loss. I still have a feeling that he potentially had one of his buddies call me pretending to be a cop. But at that point, I says, it is what it is. I will just fix it. Of course, I made money on it, just not as much as I wanted to or would like to. If he was honest with me up front, it'd be a different story. This guy lied from start to finish. So I forgot, Jim, refresh my memory. How long did you have that Time Master for before the head gasket blew? Now, those mowers, I have another video. I think I have a video on that whole mower explaining all the good, bad, and ugly on it. So we bought our lawnmower secondhand, very low hours, and I forgot how long I had it for. It didn't take long. The plastic pulleys ejected from the lawnmower, and I still can't find one of them. I thought they hit my neighbor's house, somewhere in the siding, somewhere in the bushes. We have still yet to locate that pulley. And when that pulley let go, the blades were smacking against each other, obviously, and everybody came running out. So, okay, so he sold it to me with a blown head gasket, I believe. Okay, so our lawnmower video, I think I sent that video. If I didn't, I apologize. It had like a puffing sound. And if I engaged the blades fast, the lawnmower would die right away. I would have to do it slow. I still do it slow to this day, even after a good head gasket. Sunday's upload is going to be my Toro Time Master versus overgrown Kentucky Tall Fescue that was wet.
It was not. And whose fault is that you let it go that long?
I could have waited till it got drier.
And it rained again, and we would have been literally at like 6 feet of grass by the time we would have let it go.
Jason, did you? No, but the notification came up yesterday. I absolutely do want to watch it because I'm curious what else he has to say about that small engine carb. You guys and somebody else, I think it was Brian King. You and Brian King were so adamant on me watching that carb video where he drills out that jet. And I'm glad because we've ended up forming a really good relationship with Steve. When he posted that second video, I'm kind of curious because I think I know those carbs inside out. I'm curious to what other tips and tricks there are with those carburetors. There's something that I'm missing. Those new carburetors are cheap. They make a very excellent aftermarket carburetor. If I get an aftermarket carburetor, I will open that jet up because I'm there. If I get a lawnmower, I forgot it was either you or Brian King were saying that if they get a lawnmower with a plastic carburetor, you guys will do it automatically. That's something I won't do. If the lawnmower runs and drives, why am I going to touch it? I won't do that. The only thing I will do if it's easily accessible is that generator that I have, right? You live on an island. Those style carburetors were very prone to surging. So because that jet is so easy to access, I will always drill that out, non-negotiable. He sold me, okay, mine had all the symptoms before he fixed it. Okay, listen, that's fantastic. You got it resolved. Love it. Enjoy it. Just if I were you, Taro Fixes All has an excellent video on getting rid of those plastic pulleys and converting them to the aluminum pulleys off of Turfmaster. Definitely do that. Those are going to go. Those are going to go. Catastrophic failure is going to happen. Obviously, you'd see the video on the gas tank. I would throw the atomic blades in the garbage and get gator blades if you're really into your lawn like that. If not, then, love it the way it is. If not, then I'll do a video on the TimeMaster, soup to nuts after this one. You guys get a good idea of that. Nothing better than a good head gasket. Yeah. The part he showed I've never seen before, but I like the plastic harps. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe I'm thinking maybe the part that he showed would be the vent on top. There's that white nozzle that's intrigued many people. People have asked about that. That is a vent from what I understand. But we will definitely check out that video for sure. Possible to Scott, joke. Relax, man. We hope you're doing well. Got to go, guys. I have to go to work a little bit today. Jason, if you're outside, I will stop by. Absolutely, I will be outside. I'll probably be running in and out. I have to make a couple of sales. So no matter what, Chris, you're always welcome here.
The newer TimeMaster have the upgraded ones, I think.
So, okay. So I know the newer TimeMaster has the bigger motor on there. So we should see about that. Oh, it's a black spacer.
Question. So, wait, bigger motor or faster motor?
No,
or
same, just bigger, more horsepower.
Would that have helped to cut back on the lag?
God wouldn't. No, you needed a commercial grade mower for that wet grass. No way.
But I will say, I don't want to ruin
any. You needed a V-twin.
I don't want to ruin any content, but guys,
it's already ruined.
It's pretty.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
It is pretty.
Yeah, it's a 1.25 increase. Yeah, like I said, but that's not enough. It's not enough for wet grass. You should never be cutting your grass wet, and you're going to see why. There was nothing. I was watching my video. I could have done something a little bit different, but in the end, I would have never. I don't think it would have made much. But it was. Watch the video. You'll see. You'll see the answer to my problem. If you want, Chris, shoot me a message on. Oh, one of my accounts got shut off on Nextdoor, so you're gonna have to find my other one. Shoot me a message on Nextdoor and let me know what time you're done with work. Maybe I'll make sure I'm home. If not, then we'll figure out another time. All right, guys, it's been an hour. We got some sales to do. Hopefully, I can try and seal my first deal with cryptocurrency. Until then, it probably won't make a difference. Yeah, the extra horsepower, for what I use it for, it's not. I'm not sure about landscapers. I was really hell-bent on putting a Cowie on my mower, but I fixed the head gasket. I'm good to go, and I just can't give up the key start. You cannot get a key start on the Cowie. And you can call me a prima donna or a prissy. Once you go key start, electric start, you're never going back. I love turning that key. I hate yanking that pull start. Absolutely, you made me laugh. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you and your wife are doing well.
Yeah. See? And Casey's in a completely different area than we are. I have friends that live over on the South Shore. Bill Martini's not in the chat today, but over in Bill's neighborhood, I work with 2 teachers that literally, they just haven't had their landscapers come in a little bit just because of the weather and everything like that. They've had issues with the town. So I think, and you know what they heard over on the South Shore, it's because of the tick situation. So FYI, I don't know, Casey, I don't know if that's why, they're trying to keep grass real short over by you, but apparently all over the Northeast and over in, especially like the Carolinas, apparently there's a real situation with ticks. And so you want to keep the grass really, really short. Because they've never really said anything about like grass height and things like that here on the island. I mean, they like keeping things tidy, especially in our neighborhood, but over in the South Shore by us, like they never get picked on for stuff like that. And 2 coworkers have said people have been patrolling the neighborhoods. So I know ticks, they've been keeping the grass really, really short for ticks. So I don't know if that's what the deal is by you also, and you're in a completely different area than us. I'm actually really glad that you mentioned something like that. Uncle Ed will be on Sunday night. A really great show to watch and check out for Kenny tomorrow morning. Mowers and blowers outdone. He's got an auction.
Yes, good luck, good luck, good luck. I know you've seen a couple of zero turns. Did you make a video? You need to make a how-to video start to finish on predator swapping a zero turn or even a lawn tractor, anything. Please do a how-to video start to finish. I'm telling you that'll be a good video for you.
Mm-hmm. Thomas, the Pace Master, is a toodle. To start, I have a primer. I have to prime it like 7 times.
All right, so prime for a good time. Prime at 10, just to be careful. You know, maybe it's time to maybe double gasket that carburetor, or maybe even buy the new panel for the back. They're really, really cheap on eBay. They're like less than $8 or $10, and it comes with a brand new air filter. That's $1 value in that thing as well.
Yeah. They want 165-hour mow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, so they charge you because it's overcut because they have to make more than one pass. They're going to charge you for that, and I don't blame them.
Time
I do not blame them. It took me a very long time to cut my front yard, and it's a lot of editing.
Yeah, I hear you. But on that note, just a few reminders. If you, we had some friends new to the channel today. We so appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Jim, for stopping by. Thank you, Jim, for, you know, we were talking about that Time Master. So here's the deal with you guys, right? If we start a conversation on YouTube and somehow, some way we stop and we don't pick it up, that's because either YouTube never notified me or I just get caught up. We're always looking to pick up a conversation, even though it happened couple weeks ago. And I think, Jim, the last time we spoke was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So never take offense. Always bring me back up to speed. So thank you, Jim, for coming by. Keep you updated because we're Time Masters. We're brothers, baby.
Also, we had Small Engine.
Small Engine guy, absolutely come here as well.
If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe.
Yes, absolutely.
Click that notification
You made me
bell.
one. I'm happy you and your wife are able to stop. Everybody able to stop. Everybody's busy.
Yeah, we're so appreciative.
Always busy.
On your way out today, make sure you click that thumbs up button just for being here. And if you had a great time, remember, be kind to each other. Remember, you're never alone. You're always part of the
every Saturday
family. Guys, let's rejoice in some sunshine.
Yes.
Let's go make that money, relax, work, whatever you're doing today. We hope it's a good one. And we appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Later.